as Stephen L. Miller on X put it, I'm afraid we've disappointed the Obamas again. Once again, we haven't lived up to their high standards, and we're essentially being called racist. Here's Michelle Obama, who's promoting a new book on her special fashion, and sat down with People magazine and said the following in SOT 26.
Hair as women of color, that the way our hair naturally grows out of our head, it's beautiful. But if we struggle to make it look like the standard, that means we are spending thousands of hours and lots of money straightening out what is naturally curly hair, right? And that takes time out of your life. It costs money.
Okay. So what she's saying is she's bitter because society's standards, in her view, don't allow Black women to just walk around with their natural hair. That is bullshit. Black women can walk around with whatever hair they want. Only in Michelle Obama's warped mind do white people not like them unless their hair looks like white hair. And here's the other thing. The nerve of this woman to pretend that Black women are the only women who have to spend a bunch of time getting their natural hair to, quote, conform to these alleged society standards. Because virtually every woman I know, every woman spends a shit ton of time on her hair and wants it to look better than God made it. It's not a Black thing. It's a human thing, and it's especially a woman thing. But she's always reducing everything to race.
My hair naturally should be coming down to my shoulders. I should have a mustache and a beard. Why should I have to shave that off and cut it? I mean, what oppressor is forcing that on me? It shouldn't be sexism. It shouldn't be gray either. I should have to color it. I've defied conventional standards by not doing so. And also thousands of dollars on your hair. Well, how does she know? I bet she spends tens of thousands, frankly. I want to see her budget. And why doesn't she let her hair grow out naturally? It doesn't appear that it is.
Just do it, right. She's talking about when she was first lady and how, you remember this? She said this at the time. Okay, I had my team pull this. This is Michelle Obama in 2022 explaining why she didn't wear braids when she was first lady. Watch.
As Black women, we deal with it. The whole thing about, do you show up with your natural hair? You know, braids, y'all. You know, but you know, as first lady, I did not wear braids. Being the first Black. I just, we gotta ease up on the people. You know, just like, because I thought about it. I was like, it would be easier. Nope, they're not ready.
They're not ready.
Actually, we would have accepted it. You know what? We would have.
We would have been fine.
No one in America
we're not as fascinated by her as she thinks we are.
No one in America has their natural hair except for Dog the Bounty Hunter. He has his natural hair. The rest of us don't.
You definitely speak for me. I do not have my natural hair either. And it takes some effort to look like this. Name that movie. So this, like, who's she kidding herself that it's just a Black thing? Okay, if I went out there with my natural hair, I would look like a toddler, which is why I don't. But everything for her has to be, she's oppressed. She has it harder than we do. I had to pay for my daughter's tickets on my own airplane that we didn't even know she got as first lady. Did not even realize the first lady has her own airplane, but she told us that. And here's the one, I think this is actually the one that Stephen L. Miller was laughing about. Here's, okay, hold on a second. Here, listen to this. How they didn't get the grace that other first families do when they took over as first family, Walter. Give you one guess why. Watch this, SOT 20.
He said, we were all too aware that as a first Black couple, we couldn't afford any missteps.
Yeah.
And you also say, as a Black woman, I was under a particularly white hot glare. Did you feel that?
For sure.
Shut
you
up.
can't afford to get anything wrong because you didn't get at least until the country came to know us, we didn't get the grace that I think some other families have gotten. Now, don't get me wrong, every First Lady faces the kind of scrutiny. Every woman in the public eye faces a certain level of scrutiny because of her physical appearance. I mean, we live in a culture, sadly, where, you know, if somebody wants to go after a woman, the first thing they do is go after our looks, our size, our physical being as a way to, you know, make us feel small, to keep us in place.
She's still complaining about the White House. It's exactly the opposite of what she said. She got more grace. She could have done, she could have done almost anything. And does she not forget she had just been elected by a majority? We'd just shown that we approved of her. We did know her. We elected her. America had put her in the White House. Well, the same America that wasn't going to allow her any grace, what they put her in the White House as a joke to trip her up. This is ridiculous. None of it happened. What is she talking about?
Yeah, no, everything is a grievance with this woman. And the nerve to be like, oh, we didn't get as much grace. They were on every magazine cover. They were treated like Camelot reincarnate. Everybody celebrated them. Left, the right-wing media, even the right-wing media gave them like a nod, a pass. They're like, oh, okay, the first black president, first black first lady. They were nice about it. They didn't like his policies, but they were nice to them. They were universally celebrated.
She was on
and
Vogue
now she went, oh,
constantly.
we weren't given the grace of the whites. That's basically what she's saying.
The grace? What is she talking about? In other words, she acts like she was persecuted after becoming First Lady of the United States. That is the greatest honor so far, short of female president, that can go to a woman and to her husband. And America did that. And that was an act of persecution. Even electing you president won't get you off our case. What do we have to do to get you off our case?
No, she's still pissed about her imaginary hair rules. She mentioned it again on, let me see. Is it SOT 21, you guys, the new one? Yeah, I'm trying to find it. It's SOT 21. Here she is again, more on the hair. This is with Robin Roberts.
That was intentional. But it was like having me, the former First Lady, a black woman, show up in the world in her natural hair. Even if I didn't do it for those 8 years, I understood the importance of doing it at some point and signaling a message to young girls and to professionals out there. Stay out of our hair, you know? We're just trying to get to work and do it fast and efficiently. Don't tell a black woman how to wear her hair. How I wear my hair should be my choice. And it shouldn't be illegal. It shouldn't be something that can't be done if you're part of the military.
Illegal.
Megyn, they're both sitting there with straightened hair. What's going on? Are they trying to drive us crazy?
Yes, it shouldn't be illegal. And what? Oh, so it's a black woman who you can't tell how to wear her hair. Can you tell the white women? How about the Asians? The Indian women. How about Indian women? They have very thick hair. A lot of times it's curly, it gets unruly. I'm sure they have to do the irons just like you, Michelle. Just like white women do too. By the way, I've burned my hair to the high heavens with those irons. Like, who is she fucking kidding? Everything is about poor boo fucking who Michelle Obama. And especially when you get her on the topic of race, it's nonstop.
Megyn, you know why I think they're doing this? Because they're trying to convince young people that something is true that the young people don't realize has always been true. Okay, in other words, I have a store nearby me that says, we accept all people. We accept people of all colors and so on. And it's a big sign in the front of the store. And I want to tell young people, you know, even before stores had those signs, they still accepted all people. They're making it seem like there was some past that was terrible. Well, you know what? They're trying to convince young people now that there was some persecution of her and her husband that never happened. It didn't happen. If you're starting to vote now and you don't remember what it was like in 2008? That was a long time ago now. You can have this revisionist history that they faced persecution. And I think they're actually trying to convince people.
You are so onto something. You're so onto something. Because here's more from the People magazine article right up that alley. Listen to South 25.
The othering that took place of you while you were in the office, when that did get through to you, how did you cope? How did you manage?
I mean, I took it for what it was. It was pure hypocrisy. You know, I mean, it was just straight up kind of, what, do you not look at history? You know, I could pull up pictures of Jackie O in a second and see this fashion icon in sleeveless dresses as First Lady. At a point, you're like, oh, this is politics. This is, you know, if you can't beat them, make everybody scared of them. How often were we called unpresidential? How many ways were our opponents trying to make the country feel that we were not suitable for this job, even when we had it?
This never happened. This never happened.
And yet it does happen to Donald Trump and Melania Trump all the time.
Of course it does. He's the one who's called unpresidential. They're trying to assume all the persecution that's ever happened to other people besides them, because they are one of the most golden couples in American history.
Yes.
They made movies about their courtship. Has there been a movie yet about when Donald met Melania? Well, I was once staying at the Bowery Hotel in New York City, and a bunch of people were filming a movie out front. And I said, "What's this movie about?" And they said, "This is about when Michelle and Barack first met and first dated." Nobody got, did George Bush get that with the Barbara Bush dating period? No one's had that treatment. These are some of the most privileged, pampered, wealthy Martha's Vineyard residents, plus their other houses residents in America. And they're acting like they had to cross a Ku Klux Klan, line of hooded cross burners to get into the White House. We elected them.
Yes. It's still, like, to this day, it's incredible. And to have the nerve of Barack Obama to be out there on the campaign trail in New Jersey and Virginia saying, oh, the Republicans, they're obsessed with DEI. They think DEI is responsible for everything. Why are they so focused on DEI and dividing people? Did you know gold is up around 40% this year? That's not speculation, it's reality. And if a portion of your savings is not diversified into gold, you're missing the boat. Here are the facts. The US dollar, still too weak. The government debt, still growing. This is why central banks are flocking to gold. They're the ones driving prices up to record highs. But it's not too late to buy gold from Birch Gold Group and get in the door right now. Birch Gold will help you convert an existing IRA or 401k into a tax-sheltered IRA in gold. You don't pay a dime out of pocket. Just text MK to 989898 and claim your free info kit. There's no obligation, just useful information. The best indicator of the future is the past, and gold has historically been a safe haven. So text MK to 989898 right now to claim your free info kit on gold. MK to the number 989898. Protect your future today with Birch Gold. Thanks so much for watching. If you like what you just saw, hit the subscribe button for more clips and full episodes.